The sporting icons.
So Tony Bellew, who has come off back-to-back heavyweight wins over David Haye on 2 occasions, stopped him, and he's spoken to the Metro about Anthony Joshua taking on Alexander Povetkin next. And what he's saying is that he knows people within the sparring camp of Povetkin who's been sparring him in the past, and they have said that Alexander Povetkin is a totally different animal when they are sparring him, when he's on drugs to when he's not. Now, Tony Bellew, he's very outspoken, he's very anti-PEDs and drugs in the sport, and rightfully so, and he's very outspoken anyway. He speaks his mind, and nothing wrong with that at all. But this is what Tony Bellew had to say about Alexander Povetkin and, of course, the fight with Joshua, which happens to be on September the 22nd, I believe. That's what's being touted. Anyway, Tony Bellew's statement. Alexander Povetkin is a different man when he's on drugs, and I say this because I know sparring partners who have been in his camp. They've openly said to me he's a ferocious animal when he's on the drugs, but they see and feel the difference sparring him when he isn't on them. He's a completely different man when he's on the drugs. I have no problem saying I would absolutely annihilate Povetkin if he wasn't on drugs, but if he's on drugs, I haven't got a hope. That's a harsh reality. Anthony Joshua has proved he can navigate his way through a 12-round fight without any hiccups. Anthony Joshua will resume normal service against Povetkin, return to being the guy who goes in there looking for the knockout. He's the guy who goes in there and takes a gamble looking for the knockout. That's what everyone turns up to see when they watch heavyweight boxing. Nobody wants to see a 12-round match, 2 fighters playing chess. They turn up to see blood, guts, and someone going to sleep. Joshua has done that time and time again, and I believe he'll deliver that when he faces Povetkin. I think he'll absolutely obliterate him, smash him in 3 or 4 rounds at the most. David Price was only 5 seconds away from ending Povetkin. It was just that bell that saved him. So that is Tony Bellew's statement. As I said, Tony Bellew, very, very anti-PEDs. He's very pro-testing for UCAD, for VADA. He's up with all of them, just as Joshua is as well. And VADA will be employed for the Joshua Povetkin fight, and it's not that they have decided to just do it, it's compulsory. It's a WBA title fight. So anybody who says that Joshua's on PEDs and drugs, no, he signed up to VADA, he signed up to UCAD, he signed up to European anti-doping agencies, plus many others. Povetkin, as this fight will happen in the UK, not only will it be VADA, but I believe that he would have to go through the UCAD testing as well. Now, for me, I think it's justifiable to question about Povetkin, who's on PEDs, and in some ways it's a little unfair as well, because a lot of people, as I've said before, they will look at the Wilder situation and pinpoint that's the reason why he's a drugs cheat, that's the reason why blah blah blah. But as it turned out, he was within the legal limit. That fight should have went ahead, and there was some issue with the anti-doping agency, the laboratory that was doing the testing as well. I think there was some kind of contamination in that as well. But either way, it was proved that Alexander Povetkin was within the legal limit and the fight should have went ahead. I'm also of the opinion he shouldn't have had anything in his system anyway. Okay? But the truth is he failed again against when he was supposed to fight Bermane Stiverne. He got tested on the day of the weigh-in, so the day before the fight, and he failed. So, yes, again, so when people see Povetkin as a drugs cheat, that's what it is. Now, of course, Tony Bellew, he does have a real issue with PEDs because of he's very good friends. He's best friends with David Price, who of course has just fought Povetkin. And yes, he did clip Povetkin. Povetkin went stumbling back and the corner rope saved him. The referee stepped in, gave him a standing 8 count. And some people say that had the referee not done that, David Price would have went in there and finished him off. But it was very, very close to the end of the round. Maybe he would have. I don't know. And it would be fair to say that Povetkin hasn't quite looked the same over his last couple of fights against David Price. He did drop David Price in round number 3. And then toward the end of round number 3, that's when he got hit and the referee gave him a standing 8 count. But then ultimately he finished off David Price even. So I'm thinking about Bellew versus Haye. But before then, Povetkin, he fought Christian Hammer. Didn't look too good. He dominated the fight. Let's not say he didn't. But he didn't look explosive and dangerous. And that's the truth of it, he really didn't. But history has shown that he's got serious power. Now, as for Tony Bellew saying that he would annihilate Povetkin, I'd like to see it, to be fair, because I think that that's a very good fight. I think Povetkin is an excellent, elite fighter. I don't know if Tony Bellew can beat him or not. I have no idea. But yeah, I'd certainly like to see it. If Joshua gets past Povetkin, I don't know, maybe a Povetkin versus Tony Bellew. That would be of interest. I don't think that Tony Bellew would do it, to be fair. I think Tony Bellew would be looking at the winner of the Cruiserweight World Boxing Super Series finalist, who will be the undisputed Cruiserweight champion. I think that's what we're looking forward to. And also with an eye on potentially bringing Andre Ward out of retirement as well. If not, I'd like to see Povetkin go up against Luis Ortiz. I think that would be a very tasty fight. And allegedly, as on Povetkin, he finished off Luis Ortiz in 1 round in the amateurs. But again, I don't know that for a fact. That's just what multiple people have told me. So either way, this fight, both fighters will be tested to the eyeballs. Okay, so there's no chance that Povetkin is going to be on the juice. If he is, then okay, then he should be banned for life, right? But as I said, Tony Bellew, he does have a real issue with PEDs in the sport, and so he should. He's absolutely right. I think that, as I said before, either everybody does it or nobody does it, and I would prefer it if nobody does it. That's just my personal belief. But I mean, for him to say that he actually knows people in Povetkin's sparring camp who have openly said to him that when Povetkin's on the juice, he's totally different, he's much better. And when he's not on them, he's not that good. So, I don't know. I don't know who these people are, or even how they would know when he's on the juice and when he's not. He may just be having a real good day one day and a bad day the next. No idea. But anyway, that's what Tony Bellew says. You drop your thoughts below to Tony Bellew's statement. What do you think of it? Drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.